When Jane Fonda stepped onto the set of Barbarella in 1967, she had no idea the film would turn her into a lasting pop culture symbol. What audiences saw was a bold, futuristic space heroine floating through colorful worlds. What they didn't see was the frustration, embarrassment, and anger Jane felt behind the scenes, much of it caused by costumes that barely stayed on her body. Before Barbarella, Jane Fonda's life was already complicated. She was born on December 21st, 1937, in New York City, the daughter of legendary actor Henry Fonda. From the outside, her childhood looked privileged, but the reality was painful. Her mother, Frances Ford Seymour, died by suicide when Jane was only 12. That loss shaped her deeply and left her struggling with insecurity and self-worth. Her father, though famous, was emotionally distant, and Jane grew up feeling unseen and unsure of herself. Acting was never an obvious dream for her. She briefly attended Vassar College, then moved to Paris to study art, believing she might live a quiet, creative life. But fate had other plans. After returning to the U.S., she met renowned acting teacher Lee Strasberg, who encouraged her to join the actor's studio. That moment changed everything. Jane slowly began to believe she had real talent. Her early film roles in the 1960s were light comedies and dramas, and Hollywood quickly noticed her beauty and charm. Still, Jane often felt like she didn't belong. Even as her career grew and she earned critical praise, she struggled with confidence. By the time Barbarella came along, she was already an Oscar-nominated actress, not just a pretty face. So why did she take the role? Part of the answer lies in her marriage. The film was directed by Roger Vadim, her husband at the time, who was known for turning his leading women into sex symbols. Vadim had a clear vision for Barbarella: flashy, sensual, and extreme. Jane, however, wanted to be taken seriously as an actress. From the beginning, there was tension between what he wanted and what she was comfortable with. The filming itself was chaotic. The movie was shot in Italy with a crew from different countries, creating constant communication problems. Jane often felt unheard, misunderstood, or ignored. But her biggest struggle was the wardrobe. The Barbarella costumes, designed by famous fashion designer Paco Rabanne, looked stunning on screen, but they were a nightmare in real life. Made of metal, plastic, and stiff materials, they were uncomfortable, heavy, and impossible to move in. Worse, they were poorly secured. During filming, pieces slipped, snapped, or fell off entirely. Jane frequently had to stop scenes just to hold herself together. One famous zero-gravity scene took hours to film, not because of special effects, but because her costume kept malfunctioning. While dangling from wires, trying to act calm and confident, she was constantly worried about being exposed in front of the crew. The sharp materials bruised her skin, left scratches, and caused real pain. At the time, actresses had very little power to speak up. Jane was expected to smile and carry on, even though she felt humiliated. Vadim brushed off her concerns, focusing more on visual impact than her comfort or dignity. By the end of filming, Jane was emotionally exhausted and furious. Years later, she openly admitted she hated the experience. Though Barbarella became a cult classic, Jane felt reduced to an object instead of respected as an artist. Ironically, the same costume she despised turned her into a style icon. Today, Barbarella is remembered for its wild fashion and campy charm. But behind those shiny images was a young woman struggling to protect her self-respect in an industry that valued appearance over voice. Jane Fonda would later become a powerful feminist figure, and her painful experience on Barbarella helped shape the woman she became. So the next time you see those famous space-age outfits, remember this: behind the glamour was a battle to stay covered, heard, and dignified.